Today we're going to look at some idioms that you can use in the speaking section. What is an idiom? It's a word, a group of words, or a sentence where the words together have a different meaning than the words alone. It's like a secret code in a language. For example, when someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," they don't mean that cats and dogs are actually falling from the sky. What they mean is that it's raining really hard. So idioms are expressions that don't make sense literally, but can be understood when you know the meaning behind them. Why is it important to know idioms? Well, first, they're commonly used by native speakers, so having a good understanding of idioms will help you communicate better. Second, it's a way to express yourself in a more precise way and sound more natural. Now, for the IELTS preparation, idioms are one of the things the examiners are looking for in your answers. If you want to get a 7 or higher for lexical resource on the speaking test, you should include them in your responses. Just so you know, lexical resource is one of the 4 criteria the examiners use to evaluate your speaking. A lot of students deliberately stuff their answers with idioms. While it's okay to do this when practicing new idioms at home, I don't recommend doing it on test day. Using too many idioms won't improve your score because it's unnatural. Look at native speakers. They use idioms naturally, which means that the use of an idiom is justified by the context in which it's used. To do the same, you need to know many idioms and how to use them correctly. And also practice a lot. This way, on test day, you will be able to easily incorporate idiomatic language into your speech and get a high score for lexical resource. So for today's lesson, I've prepared 10 interesting and not overused idioms that can add flair to your speech. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more useful information about the IELTS test. And click the bell icon to be notified when the next video comes out. The first idiom on our list is a mixed bag. A mixed bag means a situation that involves a variety of things, especially good things and bad things. It's like having a bag with different kinds of things in it. Some you might like and some you might not. For example, if a movie has both funny and sad parts, you could say it's a mixed bag of emotions because it has different kinds of moments. Let's look at a prompt that is similar to the one on the cue card in the second part of the speaking section. The prompt says, "Describe a memorable holiday." Now we're going to look at how you can use the idiom, a mixed bag, in your answer to this prompt. Please note that the answer I'll give now is not a sample answer. It's too short to be one and doesn't go into enough detail. The main aim of this answer is to illustrate how the idiom is used in the context. The same will apply to the other idioms we will discuss today. Last year, my family and I went to Alaska. The holiday was a mixed bag. While the weather was unpredictable and we faced a few travel hiccups, the time spent with family and the beautiful scenery made it unforgettable. Of course, looking at just one example is not enough to be able to use this idiom in your speech in a natural way. What I usually do in my one-on-one sessions is teach one idiom at a time, and then have the student answer different speaking questions using that idiom. This way, you learn to incorporate the idiom into your speech and use it naturally. It also becomes part of your active vocabulary, so it's easier for you to use it on test day. My suggestion is that you learn 1 or 2 idioms a day, depending on how close you are to your test date. Then go to a list of IELTS speaking questions and answer the questions using the idiom you've chosen. Skip the questions that can't be answered using the idiom, and answer the ones where you think the idiom might fit. It's a great way to practice. The second idiom is push the envelope. This idiom means to try to go beyond the usual limits or to do something in a new, innovative way. If someone invents a new technology that no one has seen before, they're pushing the envelope by doing something beyond the normal limits. The idiom push the envelope comes from aviation, where it means testing the limits of an airplane. In aviation, the envelope refers to the limits of an aircraft's performance, such as speed and altitude. Pilots and engineers use these limits to ensure safety. The phrase "push the envelope" became popular in the mid-20th century, especially during test flights and space missions. Test pilots would push the envelope by going beyond these limits to find new capabilities or problems. Describe a time when you tried something new. I decided to push the envelope by taking a cooking class in a cuisine I'd never tried before. It was challenging, but incredibly rewarding. Let's take a short break so I can share some insights from my experience with IELTS students. In my one-on-one sessions, I found the students generally fall into two categories. Those who already have the right level of English to achieve their desired score, and those who need to improve their English. For the first group, we jump right into the preparation. We cover the structure of the test, go through each section in detail, learn key strategies to improve their score, and do lots of practice. For the second group, we need to focus on improving their English before tackling the IELTS. This group includes students with varying levels of English. Some are struggling with basic skills, while others are quite advanced but need a bit more refinement to achieve a high score. It's important to assess your English level early and determine what score you need. This will help you decide if you need to focus on IELTS preparation or if you need to improve your general English skills first. If you find that your English needs improvement, check out our new prep bundles. They combine two essential courses. The first focuses on general English improvement, and the second is our new IELTS course. We offer two options for the general English course: intermediate to advanced, for those who have an intermediate level of English, and advanced to proficiency, for those who want to improve their already strong English skills. Both courses cover essential vocabulary and grammar to provide a solid foundation for your IELTS preparation. The IELTS course is designed to give you everything you need to succeed in just 2 weeks, including effective speaking strategies, essay templates for high scores, and detailed analysis of the reading and listening question types. Plus, you can get both courses at a 30% discount with our prep bundles. If you're interested, check out the details by clicking the link down below. Now, let's get back to the idioms. Idiom number 3 is bite the bullet. It means to face a difficult or unpleasant situation with courage. Imagine yourself doing something hard that you don't want to do, but you know you have to do it. For example, going to the dentist. If you don't like going to the dentist, but you go anyway because it's necessary, you're biting the bullet. The idiom bite the bullet comes from historical military medicine. In the past, soldiers undergoing surgery without anesthesia would bite down on a bullet to endure the pain and not damage their teeth. Describe a difficult decision you once had to make. I had to bite the bullet and choose between two equally attractive job offers. In the end, I chose the one that was more in line with my long-term career goals. The next idiom on our list is hit the ground running. To hit the ground running means to start something quickly and effectively, right from the start. A good example is a chef starting a new restaurant. From day one, he or she quickly sets up the kitchen, creates a menu, and serves customers efficiently. This means that he or she gets everything running smoothly from the start, so they're hitting the ground running. For example, if the question is, describe a time when you started something new, you can say, when I started my new job, I had to hit the ground running because of a tight deadline, but it helped me learn quickly and adapt to the new environment. The fifth idiom is on the same page. On the same page means that people agree or understand something in the same way. This idiom can be used to describe a group of people where each member understands the plan and agrees on what to do next. We can say they're on the same page. The idiom on the same page comes from the idea of reading a book or a document. Imagine you're reading a book with your friend and you're both looking at the same page. This means you're both seeing the same words and information. Describe a time when you had to work with others. In a group project at university, it was important that we were all on the same page to ensure that our work was coherent and well organized. Idiom number 6 is a labor of love. It means doing something because you enjoy or care about it, not for money or reward. If you work hard on a project because you love doing it, even if it's hard or it doesn't pay, that's a labor of love. It can also be called a labor of love if you spend a lot of time gardening, simply because you love plants. Describe a project or a task that you enjoyed working on. Restoring my grandmother's old garden was a labor of love. It took a lot of effort, but seeing it come back to life was incredibly rewarding. The next idiom is in the thick of it. The idiom in the thick of it comes from the idea of being in the middle of something busy, challenging, or even dangerous, like being surrounded by a lot of activity. Imagine you're in a crowded place, right in the middle of the action. It means you're in the thick of it. Describe a challenging situation you were involved in. There was a fight in a bar and I found myself right in the thick of it. Out of the blue is the 8th idiom. The idiom out of the blue comes from an older phrase, a bolt out of the blue. This original phrase describes a bolt of lightning that suddenly comes out of a clear blue sky, which is very unexpected and surprising. So when we say that something happened out of the blue, we mean that it happened suddenly and without warning. You can think of it as a surprise you didn't see coming, like an unexpected phone call from an old friend. You can say, "He called me out of the blue." Describe a time when something unexpected happened to you. A few months ago, out of the blue, I received an email from an old friend I hadn't heard from in years. It was a complete surprise and brought back many fond memories. Idiom number 9 is at the end of the day. The idiom at the end of the day comes from the idea of summarizing or concluding everything after a long day. Imagine a busy day at work or school. At the end of the day, you look back and think about what was really important. So when we say at the end of the day, we mean that when everything is considered or after everything has happened, this is the main, usually positive result. For example, if you're discussing different ways to do a project, and then you say, at the end of the day, what's important is that we get it done. You're emphasizing the most important thing, getting the project done. Describe a time when you had to prioritize your tasks. During my senior year, I had to juggle multiple assignments and prepare for exams at the same time. I made a detailed plan to manage my workload. At the end of the day, the most important thing was to focus on the tasks that would have the biggest impact on my grades and future plans. Finally, idiom number 10 is the best of both worlds. The best of both worlds means getting the best of two different things at the same time. What if you could live in a beautiful city with lots of job opportunities and also enjoy a quiet countryside with great nature? You'd have the best of both worlds. So when we say that someone has the best of both worlds, we mean that they're enjoying the best of two different things or situations at the same time. If you have a job that allows you to work from home and also travel, you're getting the best of both worlds. Do you prefer living in the city or in the countryside? I think both city and country life have their advantages, but I prefer a place where you can have the best of both worlds. For example, living in a suburb that offers easy access to the amenities of the city, but still has a peaceful green environment, combines the benefits of both city and country life. So there you have it, 10 idioms to enrich your IELTS speaking responses. Remember, idioms are a great way to express yourself more vividly and naturally, but it's important to use them judiciously. Practice incorporating these idioms into your responses to make them sound authentic and contextually appropriate. Don't forget to keep practicing and reviewing these idioms regularly to build your confidence. Let me know in the comments below if you found this lesson helpful and if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Also, if you want more tips and practice materials, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. And as always, remember that scoring high on the IELTS test is not an impossible feat. You can do it.